After returning to his hometown after a few months, Kavin headed straight to a party his boss was hosting at the office on the request of one of his close friends, Rosabella. Little did Kavin expect when he would arrive there, he would discover his friend was no more. Rosabella had jumped off the rooftop, plummeting to her end 10 stories below. Kavin was devastated. He had known Rosabella for so long. He knew she would never take such a drastic step. Something fishy had been going on at the office. Many were rumoring that Rosabella was involved in an intimate relationship with their boss, Douglas Bound. But Bound denied all such allegations against him. Kavin wasn't blindly going to believe anyone until he had evident proof of his own. He broke into Rosabella's now empty apartment, and what he discovered shook him to his core. Rosabella was pregnant, but that wasn't the only discovery Kavin had made. He found suspicious phone calls from someone he was quite familiar with. "Rosabella, you shouldn't have gotten in my way. You're gonna regret this. If you don't want to be humiliated, don't show your face at the party tonight." What Kavin had suspected had come out to be the horrifying truth. Rosabella's life was cut short. Someone had done this to her, and Kavin had no doubt who. It was past midnight. Kavin hopped into his car and drove all the way across town. "How could you do this to her?" Kavin sternly demanded to know. Samantha rubbed her weary eyes. "Kavin, you're here at this time? You're not gonna get away with what you did, Samantha." Samantha nervously looked around if anyone had overheard and pulled Kavin inside. "Kavin, it's not what you think. I regret what I've done, but I didn't take her life. You think you're gonna fool anyone with those tears? Do it with your hands or with your words. You were responsible for this. I heard those phone calls you had with Rosabella. What was going on between you two?" "Listen, Kavin, I was rude with her. I was trying to scare her off, but I had no idea she would take it so seriously on herself, that she would take her own life. All the men in the office only assume, but they've never done anything about it. All they know how to do is gossip. I've been in a relationship with Bound for over 2 years now, but obviously no one has known about it. It didn't take long for me to realize he was using me. He's a haughty millionaire, and I was the foolish damsel who fell for him. I didn't do anything about how unfaithful he was towards me as long as I was his center of attention. But it was last year that suddenly Bound had less time for me and more time for someone else. And that someone was Rosabella. Rosabella and I used to have a cordial relationship. But ever since she started seeing Bound, I started to hate her for trying to take my place. I tried in numerous ways to tell her to back off, but she wasn't someone to listen. It filled me with rage to see how well the relationship between the two was going. It was a week before this party that we got into a nasty argument, and she told me she was going to expose everything at the party. That's why I sent her the message. When I saw her at the party, I knew something scandalous was about to happen if she opened her mouth. I didn't know how Bound felt about it, or if he was going to declare it to everyone. I just wanted her out of my love life, not gone forever. Jealousy is what blackens the heart. Now you'll not only suffer knowing how much pain you caused her emotionally, know that you took the life of an innocent she was carrying with her. What are you saying? She was pregnant? With Bounds? Kavin left Samantha in her misery. He was heartbroken. She could be held responsible for what happened, but something still didn't fit the puzzle. Did you notice anything suspicious about Rosabella? Where was everyone else when she went to the roof? Hadn't she been with someone the whole night? I saw her spending a lot of time with Bound. I think something happened between them. I heard the two shouting at each other in the back room. When they came out, Bound looked pretty pissed. The last time I saw Rosabella was when I was arranging the firecrackers to take them out. Everyone had gone outside for the show, but she was just sitting here by herself. She looked quite upset, and being just a waiter, I didn't know how to approach her and ask. I wish I only did. So this was the surprise that Rosabella wanted to share with everyone? But from what it seemed, Bound would never allow that to happen. But could he take Rosabella's life for it? Or was it because Rosabella was pregnant with his child? If she opened her mouth, he would be exposed. What a despicable human being, a liar, a betrayer. But how would Kavin expose him for what he was? Everyone is on to you, Douglas. How long do you think you can keep this secret? How long do you think I'll support you in this lie? How dare you speak to me like that? Have you forgotten who I am? It will take seconds for me to hand you in. My men are everywhere. The police can do nothing to me. And what are you, a penniless, helpless woman? I'll fire you from your post and make sure you don't get hired anywhere else in Illinois. Douglas, after all I've done for you, I supported you through thick and thin. I bore all the humiliation and silence, and this is how you treat me? That is what you're worth, and you will keep your mouth shut. This has gone on for long enough. I can't bear this anymore. I made a mistake standing by you. I should have warned Rosabella instead. You did this to her. You were responsible. The next morning, Kavin was shocked to see an uproar in front of the office building. Reporters and journalists hogged the front road. The police were holding back the crowd as Douglas Bound was being escorted to the police car in handcuffs. I didn't do anything to Rosabella. She was only a victim of jealousy. You fools think you can keep me behind bars? You need to find the actual culprit. Rosabella didn't take her life, and neither did I. But you all will trust those same jealous, insecure women. You have no defense, Bound. It was not just one, but many who have confessed the hidden truth about you. After an anonymous phone call last night, police came to discover the scandalous truth of what was going on behind the walls of one of Illinois' biggest businesses. The anonymous caller not only gave witness of how women were taken advantage of at the workplace, but provided a secret video footage of the owner of the company, Douglas Bound, exposing his true nature. The caller alleged Douglas Bound of being responsible for the demise of an employee, Rosabella Williams, who took her life a few days ago. Autopsy reports showed that Rosabella Williams had been pregnant at the time, and police suspect her death may have been caused to cover up a scandalous secret of Douglas Bound. This is BII News, Bloomington, Illinois. Rosabella Williams started working at the Douglas Bound Publishing Company about a year ago. She was a beautiful young woman, and she landed the job quite easily. She was an editor's assistant. But over the days of working there, she soon became Bound's personal assistant. A secret affair flourished between the two, and even Bound himself connected with her in a way he hadn't with anyone else. When the relationship started to become serious, Rosabella began to convince Bound to open the relationship to the public. Rosabella hated that others would point fingers at her, and that Bound's ex-girlfriends would also try to intimidate her. Look, Rosabella, you know how famous I am. Do you really want the world coming in between our personal lives? If we tell everyone about what we have, these paparazzis will not only stalk me, but you won't be spared either. But how much longer, Douglas? Do I not deserve any recognition? Soon, Rosabella. Soon. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'll host this year's party just for you, my love. I'll light the night sky with fireworks illuminating your face in the skies, declaring our bond. Rosabella was happier more than ever, knowing that Douglas would announce their relationship in front of the whole world at the party, dedicated just to her. And it was during this time that she wanted to surprise Douglas with the news of her very own. Rosabella had found out she was pregnant. The night of the party was going great, but right before the fireworks show, Douglas pulled aside Rosabella from the crowd. Douglas, now isn't the time for this. Everyone is waiting for us. What do you mean, us? Cut the act, Rosabella. What do you think you're doing? People are going to start spreading rumors. Rumors? What do you mean? What we have is just a rumor? Did you not tell me you would tell everyone tonight? I've thought about it. This isn't the right course of action at the moment. I'm sorry, Rosabella, but what we have will remain to be a secret, whether you like it or not. You're right, but it'll never be a secret. What I'm carrying in here will be exposed whether you like it or not. No, this can't be. I have nothing to do with this. You can deny our relationship, but you can't deny our child, Douglas. After a fierce argument that night, Bound broke all ties with Rosabella. He was too coward to own up to his actions. Rosabella was devastated. When she walked back to the cafeteria, she was heartbroken, seeing Bound unaffected as if nothing had ever happened. He was dancing with the other woman. It was nearly time for the fireworks show, and Rosabella felt like crying, but she was too embarrassed to let anyone see. She slipped away to the back and went to the rooftop. She peered down and watched everyone laughing and having a good time with Bound. If only they would know what a monster they were standing next to. Rosabella held her stomach as she sat on the rooftop viewing the city lights. Soon, they will know. I'll expose you, Douglas, and I have all the proof I need. Rosabella planned to tell everyone herself, but destiny didn't have that plan for her. Kavin sighed as he watched the news. He went through his phone and looked at a few pictures of Rosabella and him over the years. The perpetrator had been caught, but would that make up for the life Rosabella could have lived if none of this ever happened? Or would Rosabella ever be able to rest in peace?